how much for guys like you? Adjustment? Was it an adjustment, Coach Johnson? Just is it radically different? At the end of the day, baseball's still baseball, though, right? You know, see ball, hit it, et cetera. So what's that been like? Just that transition?
Yeah, no, it's been great. You know, it's a familiar environment for me. You know, as playing here last year, it's a familiar facility and familiar space. But yeah, with the new staff, it's all been nothing but a bunch of positives. You know, we're all really excited with how things have looked this fall, and then moving forward to this spring. And you know, with all the inter squads we've been playing and playing against each other, we're sure ready to play somebody else. That's for sure. But it has been a change, but it's been nothing but positives for us so far.
He's obviously known for analytics, I guess, and just breaking the game down into real minutia. Do you feel like some of that you might have benefited from some of that just heading into the season?
Oh, for sure. I think that. Well, there's analytics that benefit hitters, and then also when the pitchers get better, we get better. You know, facing that competition every week, you know, you want your guys to be as ready to go for the spring as possible, and they're going to be. And so we've seen pitchers make a lot of really positive strides this past fall and this past spring, filling up the zone, throwing strikes, throwing harder, throwing breaking balls for strikes, and having just really good command. So that in general helps the hitters, just seeing better pitching on a weekly basis, and then a lot of the video and swing mechanic stuff that we break down from the hitting standpoint with Coach Condon also has been really good, just as more of a direct impact on the hitters.
Yeah, Charlie, I remember talking to you about this time a year ago. You know, you were just excited to get on the field for the first time. Now you've been on the field. You've accomplished so much. Just what is that kind of feeling for you, going from last season to this season, now going into it knowing how much experience and how much time you've spent here at Foley and playing?
Yeah, you know, people have asked kind of how expectations change from year to year, and I think external expectations can change a lot, but, you know, I've always held myself to a high standard, and I'm going to continue to expect the same out of myself no matter what stage it's on, what the situation is. So I was holding myself to a high standard last spring going into this time of year, and so nothing changes there, at least from my point of view. But yeah, we're ready to get rolling as a group, and I think we've got the group to do it this spring.
Yeah, you said group. You know, you got two guys back. You know, Corey Collins, Fernando Gonzalez. You know, what is it like to have, you know, guys like that back in the lineup with you once again this season when, you know, a lot of other guys left?
Yeah, you know, it's big for comfortability. You know, those guys have been mentors for me since I stepped on campus here. You know, with them both being a year older than me, so to have them here again this year has been really comfortable for returning guys. You know, we've always been a tight group since I've gotten to campus on here, and then I think that makes it easier for new guys to gel as well when there's kind of a pre-established culture that we had in this Georgia program coming in. It's easier for guys to jump in and mix in really well, and that's what we've done.
Yeah, and then other guys, you know, you got a guy like Slade coming in. You know, what has it been like kind of getting to see a guy like that kind of come in and start to make an impact on the program?
No, yeah, Slade's been great. He's going to be really good for us this spring. He's a power bat for sure. He's going to be a middle of the lineup bat for us, who's going to be really tough for a lot of pitchers to face. I'm sure our guys are really tough of facing him, or really tired of facing him already. And so I'm sure he's ready to wreak some havoc on some other people. But it's awesome to have other SEC experience coming in and seeing how their program did things, and just the things that he brings to the table we're really excited about.
Absolutely.
What are the biggest differences do you think we're going to see in this year's team from last year?
Yeah, you know, I'd say it's a firepower offense. You know, we can swing it a lot last year, and we're going to continue to swing it this year. But from the pitching side with Coach Johnson, I think that's where we make the most strides, just with the mechanics and the breakdown that they do in those labs every day. And the mindset of this team is different than last year. This group's not going to be complacent. This group's not going to win a bunch of preseason games and think we've got it all figured out. We know that every day we show up to the yard, it's a new challenge and a new day. So yeah, it's just we're ready to go. We're ready to accept the challenge and do something hard every day. And so that's where our head's at. It's a mentally tough, mentally strong group more than last year.
Yeah, we've heard Coach Johnson talk about Omaha. I mean, that's almost a sacred word, right? I mean, you start hearing a team with those high of expectations, but it almost seems like this is a fearless group when it comes to setting the goals for yourself.
Yeah, no doubt. That's not even something that we're even scared to think about. You know, it's a real possibility for this group, and I think that once this season starts to roll around and we start getting some games under our belts, I think it's going to show really quick that this group is something else that this program hasn't seen in a long time. I think we're just going to continue to roll, and the postseason run's on the way for the Dogs, that's for sure.
When Coach came in, he talked about position versatility. You're obviously somebody that can play all over the field. Just what was that like this offseason? Because you spent so much time at first base last year, and then obviously spending some time in the outfield. And Coach mentioned all over the outfield, third base. Just what has it been like to play all these other different spots that may have been out of your comfort zone?
Yeah, it's refreshing a little bit, to have a change of scenery when you're out there. It keeps you on your toes, and it's something that I've enjoyed. Just being able to be a little bit of a moving piece, if lineup changes have people moving around defensively just for matchups like lefties facing righties and things like that. I want to be a guy that can bounce around a little bit, and I think I'm not the only one that does that here. We've got a bunch of guys that are utility pieces that can move from the infield into the outfield back and forth, and so I think that's another big time asset of this lineup is just the guys that can move around and are comfortable in plenty of places.
I mean, when you kind of look at it, when Coach Johnson first came in, I mean, he had nothing but great things to say about you. I mean, is that rewarding to see, to kind of like see a guy come in and already sing your praises?
Yeah, no, it's nice. Coach Johnson's been awesome. He's been really good to me. So this whole staff has been made the transition really easy for all the returning guys, and I think guys are just really comfortable here. Coach Johnson's a guy that's really, really easy to play for. I think guys really want to have success under him. He's got us riled up and ready to go, and we're going to push the throttle here on Friday.
How quick did you figure that out? I mean, obviously all guys have options now the way the portal is, but how quickly did you determine that this was a place that you wanted to stay?
Yeah, it never really crossed my mind that I really wanted to leave. Georgia was the only place that gave me a chance out of high school. No other schools really offered me a chance to play college baseball, and that wasn't something I was going to turn my back to. I love Athens. I love playing here. I'm comfortable here. I've got the best friends of my entire life here. It was a no-brainer for me. I knew Mr. Brooks with the front office was going to make some good decisions on the coaching staff side, but yeah, it wasn't really ever in the cards for me to jump in the portal. I'm happy here, and I'm always going to be a Dog.